Good morning, all. Now we have to discuss electromagnetic waves in matter. Before going to the details of propagation of electromagnetic waves in matter, we will discuss the Maxwell's equations in matter and then boundary conditions. After that, we will discuss the propagation of electromagnetic waves in matter. First, we discuss the Maxwell's equations in matter. Maxwell's equations in matter. Maxwell's equations in matter. We know the Maxwell's equations. We have the Maxwell's equations as the first Maxwell's equation is del dot E is equal to rho by del dot E is equal to rho by epsilon 0. Equation number 1. Del dot B is equal to 0. Equation 2. The third equation is del cross E equal to minus dou B by dou T. Equation 3. Then del cross B is equal to mu 0 J plus mu 0 epsilon 0 dou E by dou T. These are the four Maxwell's equations, and now we discuss the Maxwell's equations in matter. The first equation, we will take the first Maxwell's equation. The first equation is del dot E is equal to rho by epsilon 0, where rho is the volume charge density. Rho is the volume charge density. So volume charge density, the volume charge density or the total charge density can be written as total charge density rho equal to rho free. Rho F represents free charge density plus rho B. Rho B represents bound charge density. Rho F represents free charge density and rho B represents bound charge density. Free charge density, it is due to the presence of free charges, and bound charge density, the charge due to polarization, there will be a charge separation. Due to that charge separation, we will be having some charge density that is represented by bound charge density. The bound charge density is given by rho bound. Bound charge density is given by minus del dot P, where P is electric polarization. If P is electric polarization, then bound charge density is given by rho B equal to minus del dot P. So we can write the first Maxwell's equation as del dot E is equal to rho by epsilon 0. That epsilon 0 I am taking to rho by epsilon 0 I am taking to left side, so it is epsilon 0 del dot E, or we can write it as del dot epsilon 0 E is equal to rho. This rho is del dot epsilon 0 E is equal to rho free plus rho bound. What is rho bound? Rho free plus rho bound is minus del dot P. This term taking to left hand side, so it will be del dot epsilon 0 E plus P is equal to right hand side we are having free charge density rho F. This epsilon 0 E plus P, that is displacement, electric displacement, so we can write it as del dot D is equal to rho F. This is equation number 5. Equation number 5. So this is the modified Maxwell equation in free space. Del dot D Maxwell's equation, first Maxwell's equation in matter in a dielectric medium, which is given by del dot D equal to rho F, where electric displacement D equal to epsilon 0 E plus P. Electric displacement, equation number 6. Electric displacement D equal to epsilon 0 E plus P. The electric polarization for a linear medium, for a linear dielectric medium, the electric polarization P will be proportional to the electric field intensity E. P is proportional to E. To change proportionality sign to equal sign, we will multiply by a constant. That constant I am taking chi E into E, where chi is called electric susceptibility. Actually, the dimensions of polarization and electric field intensity are different. To make the chi E dimensionless, we will multiply by the constant epsilon 0. So epsilon 0 E and P are having same dimension. So chi E, we will get chi E is a dimensionless quantity. To make chi E dimensionless, we will multiply a constant epsilon 0. So electric polarization P equal to epsilon 0 chi E into E. This is for linear system. If it is non-linear system, then it will include powers of E. It may contain E square, E cube, etc. terms. Since it is a linear medium, we can write P equal to epsilon 0 chi E, equation 7. So the electric displacement becomes D is equal to epsilon 0 E plus epsilon 0 chi E. Or we can write it as D equal to epsilon 0 into 1 plus chi into E. Or we can write D equal to this, I am taking epsilon into E. So for linear dielectric media, this is applicable for linear dielectric media. For linear dielectric media, we can write D as epsilon E, where epsilon is permittivity of medium. Epsilon equal to epsilon 0 into 1 plus chi E, or epsilon by epsilon 0 equal to 1 plus chi E. Epsilon by epsilon 0 is called relative permittivity. Relative permittivity, this one, epsilon equal to epsilon 0 into 1 plus chi, that is equation number 9. This relative permittivity, epsilon r or dielectric constant, it is also called dielectric constant. So dielectric constant is given by relative permittivity or dielectric constant. Dielectric constant is given by 1 plus chi. So we can write D equal to epsilon E for a linear dielectric media. So we obtain the first Maxwell's equation in dielectric media. That first Maxwell's equation is given by this one, equation 5, del dot D equal to rho f. The second Maxwell's equation is del dot B is equal to 0. There is no change in that equation. So we will be taking del dot B equal to 0. The third Maxwell's equation is this is second Maxwell's equation. The third Maxwell's equation is del cross E is equal to minus dou B by dou T. There is no change in that equation. So third equation is this one. Fourth Maxwell's equation is modified Ampere's circuital theorem. So the fourth Maxwell's equation is modified Ampere's circuital theorem. What is Ampere's circuital theorem? Integral B dot dl is equal to mu 0 times the current enclosed, I enclosed by the path. So in differential form, this B dot del, we can write it as integral, volume integral, line integral. I am changing into surface integral using Stokes theorem. We can change the line integral into surface integral. This is line integral, then surface integral del cross B dot dA. The line integral can be changed into surface integral using Stokes theorem. By using Gauss divergence theorem, you can change using Gauss divergence theorem. You can change surface integral into volume integral. How can we change the surface integral into volume integral? If you have an equation like this, B dot dA, this is surface integral integrating over the surface area, that can be changed to volume integral as del dot B dV, integral. So this is volume integral. Using Gauss divergence theorem, we can change the surface integral into volume integral. Using Stokes theorem, we can change the line integral into surface integral. So here the line integral we can change into surface integral as del cross B dot dA is equal to mu 0 times current enclosed by the path. I enclosed, we can write it as I enclosed equal to integral J. If J is current density, then J dot dA. J is current passing normally through unit area. So current density J is called volume current density. Volume current density means if current is passing through a given volume. If current is passing through a given volume, current is passing like this. So along this volume, current is passing. So when you take the current density, then you need to divide the current by this area. So for J, we are taking J is defined as current passing normally through unit area. So it is current passing normally through unit area. So dA area, the current passing normally through dA area will be J dot dA, and the total current will be total current I equal to integral surface integral J dot dA. Here the current is passing through a given volume. That's why we are dividing that current by, this is current I, and we are dividing current by area. Then we have the volume current density. In a similar way, if we are having a current passing through a surface, consider a current passing through a surface. Consider a surface like this. This is having length, this length is L, and current is passing through the surface like this. So we are having surface current. Here we are having volume current. So when we have volume current, we will take volume current density J, which is actually current per unit area. Since when current is passing through a volume, it will be passing through a given area A. That's why we are taking current per unit area. If we have a surface current, here we are having surface current. If we are having surface current, then the current is passing through the surface. So for taking current density, we should divide this current by this length L. So we are taking current passing normal to a particular length L, and we divide that current by length, then we get the surface current density. So surface current density. Surface current density is represented by the letter K. So if we have K as surface current, it will be current passing. This is current passing normally through unit length. So we are dividing this current by this length. So K is current passing normally through unit length. So we can take the total current as, if K is current passing normally through unit length, then K dl will be, K into L will be the total current, or K dl will be the elemental current, and then integrate this one. So integral K dot dl, integral K dot dl will be the, sorry, not K dot dl. Actually, this one current is passing normally through length L. This length is L. This length is L. If this length is L and I take a unit vector perpendicular to the surface, if I take a unit vector perpendicular to the surface as N, I am taking a unit vector perpendicular to the surface as N, then find K cross N. K is current density along this direction. So K is along this direction. K is along this direction. This is the direction of current density. And K cross N, when you take K cross N means taking cross product of K and N. When you take K cross N, its direction will be along this length. So K cross N will be, sorry, K cross N will be along this length. So along this length, you will be having K cross N. So when you take product of K cross N with L, so this will be K cross N and dot L. So we are multiplying by L. That means current density, if K is current density, then vector form, we can write this as K cross N dot dl. K cross N dot dl. See this, in this case, if I am taking each element, if I take a small element here, let K be the current density at that point. At this element also K is the current density. All the element, if I am having same current density, then this equation becomes all the elements we are having same current density, and take this as a rectangular sheet, and this length and this n are perpendicular, then we will be having k cross n. K into n is unit vector, so we will be having k into unit vector, so 1 into sine theta is angle between theta and n will be k and n will be 90 degree into dl. So sine 90 is 1. So we will be having integral k dl. If k is constant along this length, then I can take k common, then k integral dl. So it will be k into l. So if I have uniform surface current density, then I can write I as K into L, or K is equal to I by L. So the unit of surface current density is current per unit length. So this will be ampere per meter. Surface current density will be ampere per meter. So in vector form, we can write the current density as, if K is linear surface current density, then we can write the current as integral K cross n dot dl. If J is surface current density, then this vector form we can write J dot dA. So J dot dA. What is the direction of area? Area, direction of area will be normal to the surface. So here the direction of area, this is direction of area, which is normal to the surface. Current density is also, if it is normal to the surface, and everywhere along this area, if this area is A, and along this area if current density is same, then this equation we can write it as I equal to integral J and area are along the same direction. So cos 0 will be 1. So this J and A are along the same direction. So J dA cos 0 is 1. So this is integral J dA. J into integral dA. J is constant. If I take J constant along the surface, then J integral dA. Or we can write J into area, or J equal to I by A. So volume current density is current per unit area. Its unit is ampere per meter square. So J is measured in ampere per meter square, and K is measured in ampere meter. Here we need only the volume current density J. Surface current density we need it when we discuss the boundary condition. That's why I discuss here. So here mu 0 I enclosed in volume current, we can take it as integral J dot dA. This is integral J dot dA. So these details we need later. Okay. Now del cross B dot dA equal to mu 0 J, or we can write it as differential form. We can write it as del cross B. Del cross B equal to mu 0 J. So this is the differential form of, I can write this equation 8, this is 9, 10, okay, 11, this is 12, and this is 13. Equation 13 represents the differential form of Ampere's circuital theorem. This represents the differential form of Ampere's circuital theorem. So that J consists of, in that equation number is equation 13. This I am taking equation 14, and this equation I am taking equation 15. In equation 13, in equation 13, the current density, the total current density, we are dealing in static case. In static case, the total current density J is equal to J total equal to, we can take the combination of JF and J bound, where JF is free current density. JF is free current density and JB is bound current density. So the bound current density is given by bound current density JB is given by del cross M. JB is given by del cross M, where M is magnetization. What is magnetization? Magnetization is defined as magnetic moment per unit volume. Magnetization is magnetic moment per unit volume. M is equal to, if small m is magnetic moment and V is volume, then magnetization is magnetic moment M by V. Its unit is magnetization, SI unit is ampere per meter. This is ampere per meter magnetization. So bound current density is given by JB equal to J bound equal to del cross M. This is equation number 16. Therefore, equation Ampere's circuital theorem, differential form of Ampere's circuital theorem, equation 13 becomes del cross B is equal to mu 0 J. Instead of J, we can write J free plus J bound. This mu 0 I am taking to left hand side. So del cross B by mu 0 is equal to J free plus, what is J bound? J bound is del cross M. Taking this del cross M to left hand side, so we will be having del cross B by mu 0 minus M is equal to J free. This B by mu 0 minus M, we will call it as H. So this is magnetic intensity vector H is equal to JF. So this is Ampere's circuital theorem in differential form for a dielectric medium, where this equation number 17, where the magnetic intensity vector H equal to B by mu 0 minus M, equation 18. From that we can calculate B. So taking minus M to left hand side, B by mu 0 equal to H plus M, or B is equal to mu 0 into H plus M. Question 19. H is having unit, SI unit of H is ampere per meter. H and M are having same unit. Magnetization and magnetic intensity vector are having same unit. This magnetization M is proportional to the applied field H. Magnetic intensity vector H. So M is proportional to H to change, just like electric field. In the case of electric field, we have written the polarization proportional to electric field intensity. Just like that, the magnetization is proportional to the applied field H. To change the proportionality sign, we will multiply by a constant. This constant M equal to chi M into H. Since M and H are having same unit, chi m is a dimensionless quantity called magnetic susceptibility. In the case of electric field, we have multiplied by a constant epsilon 0 chi e. The constant epsilon 0 is introduced since P and E are having different dimensions. They are not same identical quantities. They are having different dimensions. That's why to make chi e dimensionless, we have introduced a constant epsilon 0. Here M and H are having same dimension. So we have introduced the quantity chi m, which is actually a dimensionless quantity called magnetic susceptibility. So equation or chi m is m by h. This equation number 20, and equation 19 becomes b equal to mu 0 into h plus chi m h, or we can write mu 0 into 1 plus chi m into h, or we can write b equal to mu into h. For a linear dielectric media, this is applicable for linear dielectric media. For linear dielectric media, we can write b equal to mu h, where the permeability of medium mu equal to mu 0 into 1 plus chi m. This is equation number 22. Permeability of medium mu equal to mu 0 into 1 plus chi m, or relative permeability mu r equal to mu by mu 0, permeability of medium to ratio of permeability of medium to permeability of free space, which is equal to 1 plus chi m. So this is the expression for relative permeability, equation number 23. So B equal to mu H for linear dielectric media. So we obtained the equation 17 is not the Maxwell's equation. Equation 17 is, this is Ampere's circuital theorem. Now in Maxwell's equation, Maxwell introduced the concept of displacement current, and we can write the, instead of this equation, del cross B equal to mu 0 j. This equation 13 is applicable for only static case, where the magnetic field, there is no change in electric field intensity, there is no change in magnetic field intensity. Equation 13 is applicable for static case, where E and B are constants, but time varying, there is no time varying electric field, no time varying magnetic field. But if there is a time varying electric field, the Maxwell modified the Ampere's circuital theorem, and that modified theorem we can write it as, in addition to earlier we have assumed the current density J as a combination of J free plus J bound. But if there is a time varying electric field and time varying magnetic field, then instead of this equation, we can take the total current density as a combination of 4 terms. They are J free plus J bound plus J polarization plus J displacement. So there are 4 current densities. This current density Jf represents free current density. This is current density due to the free charges, movement of free charges. J bound represents current density due to, this is bound current density, bound current density. This is due to the magnetic moment, due to the spin and orbital magnetic moments. So that current density is due to spin and orbital magnetic moments of system. That's why JB, this is a part of, this is due to the magnetization. That's why we have written JB is equal to del cross M. This current density is arising from magnetization. Magnetization is due to spin motion and orbital motion of electrons. So these are due to spin and orbital magnetic. This is arising due to spin and orbital motion of electrons. It is different from the current density due to separation of charges. When you change the polarization, if you change the polarization charge, due to the change in polarization, you will be having a charge and a current density called Jp. So Jp represents Jp, the polarization current density, Jp, the polarization current density. This is due to, this is due to actual motion of charges due to change in polarization. If you change the polarization, then there will be a separation of charges. Charge will move actually. Due to that separation of charges, the charge is moving and a current is produced. That current density is called polarization current density. And that polarization current density is given by dou P by dou T. So this current density arises due to polarization change, and this is due to M is magnetization. So this is due to magnetization, and this current density is due to change in polarization. If polarization is constant, then dou P by dou T is 0. So Jp is 0. If magnetization, if there is no magnetization, then this term will be 0. So the last term is JD. JD is displacement current density, which is due to the displacement current density, which is due to the change in electric field, change in electric field. So the last term, that term is JD equal to epsilon 0 dou E by dou T. So last term, that is modified Maxwell's equation, modified Ampere-Circuital theorem. So the fourth Maxwell's equation is modified Ampere-Circuital theorem. So Maxwell introduced the term epsilon 0 dou E by dou T in addition to the three charge densities. For my convenience, I am writing this JD, and later I will redefine that term. Now we can write the equation 13 as, therefore equation 13 becomes del cross B is equal to mu 0 J, del cross B is mu 0 J, or we can write it as del cross B by mu 0 equal to J. This J is J free plus J bound plus J polarization plus epsilon 0 dou E by dou T displacement due to change in electric field. So substituting the values, del cross B by mu 0 equal to J free plus J bound is, what is J bound? Del cross M. It is del cross M. Then plus J polarization is dou P by dou T plus epsilon 0 dou E by dou T. Taking this term to left hand side, del cross B by mu 0 minus M is equal to JF plus, combining the last two terms, dou by dou T of P plus epsilon 0 E, or epsilon 0 E plus epsilon 0 E plus P, epsilon 0 E plus P. Or we can write del cross B by mu 0 minus M is H is equal to JF plus dou D by dou T. So this is the fourth Maxwell's equation. This is equation number this one is 23 and this one is 24, equation number 24, and this one is equation number 25. J displacement I am replacing this. Actually dou D by dou T is displacement current density, so this one I am writing as JE due to electric field change in electric field. So I am writing this as not displacement, it is JE. This is current density. This is the current density which is due to the change in electric field. Now it's okay. This is equation number 26, and here dou D by dou T. So this is equation 27. So equation 27 represents the fourth Maxwell's equation in matter. So this is the fourth Maxwell's equation in matter, where the dou D by dou T, actually this dou D by dou T is called the displacement current density. So this term JD is equal to dou D by dou T, which is called displacement. This is displacement current density. So this term is called the displacement current density. So we can write the Maxwell's equations in matter. The Maxwell's equations in matter or dielectric medium as, the first equation is del dot D is equal to rho F. Del dot D equal to rho F. So this is first Maxwell's equation. Second one is del dot B equal to 0. Now change in that equation, del dot B equal to 0. This is second Maxwell's equation in matter. Now the third equation is del cross E is equal to minus dou B by dou T. Now change in that equation, 3. And del cross H equal to J free plus dou D by dou T. So this is fourth Maxwell equation. So these are the Maxwell's equations in matter. So these are the Maxwell's equations in matter. Next class we discuss the boundary conditions. Okay, thank you.